Many of you guys have asked me to make a video of Manhwa and Manhua with many chapters so that you can binge read for a very long time. So here's the list of top 10 Manhwa and Manhua with more than 150 chapters. Most of them are still ongoing and very few of them are completed. So you can expect even more chapters from the ongoing ones. And please note that I haven't given the ridiculously famous ones like Solo Leveling or Martial Peak. So let's start our list.
But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want.
Coming at number 10 we have Tower into the Clouds. The protagonist Mao Li wakes up in a deserted place without any of his previous memories. To get his memories back, he embarks on a journey to climb the Celestial Tower and reach its 100th floor. Will he be able to complete the challenge after passing through all the weird and crazy tower guardians and climb the tower, or will he fall just like the others? After reading the title and description, you might think this manhwa is similar to Tower of God, but it's not even close. The story is just filled with comedy scenes and all the characters, including the main character, are crazy idiots. The way the main character reacts and how clueless he is in different situations is absolutely hilarious. So if you have nothing else to read and want to read something funny, then try out this manhwa. Coming at number 9 we have It Starts with a Mountain. The protagonist was a normal university student who dies while playing a strategic video game. He gets reincarnated into the body of Cheng Da Lei, who was the young master of a declining village. Now, with the help of the system, he must become stronger and turn his village into a big kingdom that he could rule. This is a pretty unique kingdom building and cultivation manhwa. Both its art and its story is good. The main character is not really a good fighter, but he is a really good strategist. He's also a good schemer and defeats his enemies by using his knowledge and wisdom. The side characters are also quite good and properly do the things they are supposed to do. And although the translation is bad at the start, it gets much better after a few chapters. So you can try it out if you have nothing else to read. Coming at number 8 we have Dice. Dong Tai gets bullied by his classmates cause he is rock bottom at everything. But all of that might change as Taibin, the handsome and popular student that sits next to him, suggests Dong Tai to play a little game of dice. Both the art style and the story of this manhwa is very unique. It might feel boring after a few chapters, but don't drop it and keep reading as it gets much better at the second arc. The main character was a huge simp and idiot at the start, but he becomes better as the story progresses. Most of the side characters are stupid and annoying, and almost all of them remain the same throughout the story. Coming at number 7 we have Gepetto. After a war between the androids and humans were forced to live in shelters. They chose to remain isolated from the wastelands of the rest of the world that was created during the battles. But not everything related to androids were over, even after the war, cause Dr. Gepetto, one of the world's biggest android creators, left his inheritance, and the only way anyone could get it was by the help of an android. This is a very underrated action and sci-fi manhwa. Its art might be average, but its story is really good. At the beginning, the protagonist was a bit immature since he was a kid, but he goes through character development as the story progresses, and as he grows older, he realizes how smart he actually is. The side characters are also amazing, so make sure to give it a read. Coming at number 6 we have Purgatory Rebirth. The protagonist Marvin was a top assassin who took thousands of lives, but at the end he was betrayed and killed by his lover, and his soul was sent to hell. Full of hatred and anger, he was anxious to know why his girlfriend killed him, and luckily he can return to Earth and be born again by participating in a game and winning it. This is a very unique one-of-a-kind manhwa. Its art is average and its storyline is good even though it's very slow-paced. The protagonist is both strong and smart right from the start. All the side characters have unique personalities and a backstory of their own. There are also a lot of comedy and action scenes which will keep you entertained throughout the story. Coming at number 5 we have Hive. Lee Yun-sung went to work like any other day, but neither him nor anyone else expected that the whole country would collapse that day by a swarm of giant insects that either kill or infect everyone in their path. And during all this chaos, the majority of remaining humans became just as dangerous as the insects. Now, along with his co-worker and battle-hardened old man, Yoo-sung has to survive and escape in order to reunite with his family. This is a very unique post-apocalypse manhwa. Its art is good, and despite being slow-paced, its story is really well written. The protagonist is smart from the start and uses his wits to overcome dangerous situations. The other characters might feel dumb at some times, but most of them become mature with the progression of the story. Coming at number 4, we have Leviathan. Over 100 years ago, a comet struck the earth, causing the sea level to rise and engulf the lands. Now people live on ships while protecting themselves from giant and bloodthirsty sea creatures that lurk beneath the surface, waiting to devour the flesh of the people. This manhwa is about the journey of two young siblings, Bota and Lita, who work under a harpoonist in order to save people from the sea creatures. This manhwa is a masterpiece. Its art is good and its story is amazing, and once you start reading it, you will definitely want more chapters. Overall, if you want something similar to Attack on Titan, then you should definitely check this one out. Coming at number 3, we have The Breaker. Shivun gets constantly bullied and beat up by the thugs of his school and was on the verge of committing suicide. But everything changes when he accidentally witnesses the new English teacher, Chun-woo's fighting skills, and requests to become his disciple. But Chun-woo won't take him under his wing so easily. And little did Shivun know that his already miserable life would turn into a living nightmare. This manhwa is just awesome. It might be in black and white, but its art style is very good and its story is super interesting. The main character is weak at start, but he trains hard and slowly becomes stronger. He goes through character development as the story progresses and turns from a weakling to a strong martial artist. The side characters are also amazing, especially the protagonist's teacher, and the action scenes are also very thrilling. So if you are a fan of action and martial arts, then make sure to read it. Coming at number 2, we have Gosu. Gangyong was the disciple of the most powerful martial artist who was betrayed by his own friends and was barely able to escape with his life intact. Armed with his master's supreme martial arts, he sets forth to get revenge on behalf of his master and wreak havoc in the Murim. But before he even starts, he learns that the ones that betrayed his master are already dead. After looking at the protagonist, you might think he is a weakling, but he is actually very overpowered and defeats most of his enemies without any effort. The fight scenes on the first arc might seem short and boring, but in the second arc it gets epic and super thrilling. Its art and its story is also amazing, so make sure to give it a try. Coming at number 1, we have Weak Hero. Once the bullies target anyone in school, their peaceful school life is over. The school is run by delinquents whose hobby is beating the weak kids in the class. But all of this changes when a new student named Gray arrives. He may be small in stature and weak in terms of strength, but his calculative and brutal fighting techniques leave his opponents lying on the floor. Now even the school's strongest bullies have to struggle to take him down. This manhwa is just amazing. Its art is above average at the beginning, but as the chapters progresses, it keeps getting better and better. Although the plot is nothing unique, the execution of the story is incredible. All the characters are nicely written and most of them have a backstory. The fight scenes are also quite thrilling, and once you start reading the first chapter, it will definitely make you crave for more. So I highly recommend you to read it if you haven't already. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.